Congratulations, Dr. Molete, on your chapter that is in this new book called African Literature. African?
It's a translation, language in practice.
Yes. Language in practice, sorry. Now, you've written on a very interesting subject.
Yes.
Please tell us about it.
Oh, okay. I wrote about intergenerational transmission of language together with culture. And mine was coming from a background where there's an assumption that youth, I was specifically looking at the youth, and what is the importance of that? And that was from a perspective of identity, to say that for you to be able, as a youth level, to understand your identity, which is part of your language and your culture. Because the argument is that if I'm saying that Xhosa, it means that you're already within, you identify as a Xhosa, right? You speak the language and also the culture. So it was to say that you can't just isolate language from culture and then language goes alone, because of the formation of African languages or indigenous languages is very different from how the functionality of words are created in English. With us, our languages carry meaning. That is why you would see our indigenous languages are more into phonology, how the words are pronounced, because they carry a specific meaning with them and the semantics of them. So our formation of our languages and objects within our, objects and people within our African cultures and indigenous languages is what created our different languages, like Amahlelo, for instance, is what created, and those are objects, and how do you say them in their plural or singular form? So it means that you can't isolate our language when you're transmitting it from its culture. So they go hand in hand, because of language is culture. So that is what I was saying in my specific chapter and contributing to it, especially in the space of youth.
Yes, because were you addressing youth that can't speak or that have lost language, because it's also a loss of language?
Mine was actually to emphasize that, remember when information is transmitted through generations, there's a specific elements and levels of it. So the argument of mine was that at the level of youth, why is it so critical for them to be able to not know the language only, but also know the culture, was for the importance of their specific identity creation, because that is a critical stage of where people now try to find themselves within different spaces. And at that specific stage, it's important that somebody know their language and also know their culture. And whether later they remove themselves from what they know or add to what they already know. But you would see in the chapter, the argument is that when you have developed your identity, it is, even if you go through different transitions of your life, many elements, especially coming from your home situation, would always be consistent throughout your life. So that's what it was. So it was critical for them during that stage to have that transmission of them knowing their cultural aspects and their responsibility or roles within their cultural space.
Well, thank you very much. We look forward to having a very heated discussion with other academics who might have conflicting ideas. But I can see you've thought about so many of these answers. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.